Today's story follows a man who possesses an extraordinary ability to escape from prison, no matter the level of security. This is the tale of Japan's most infamous prisoner, Suzuki, who is currently serving time in the country's most secure facility. One evening, after the guard on duty left, Suzuki smirked and pulled out one of his teeth. Moments later, when the guards returned for a routine check, he had vanished. Though they sensed something was amiss, they found no trace of him. A master of stealth, Suzuki avoided the lights and moved undetected. Upon rechecking the isolation cell, the guards confirmed his escape and raised the alarm. As Suzuki fled across the rooftop, sirens blared, and heavy rain poured down. This led to a flashback from 12 years ago when a group of prisoners, including Suzuki, arrived at a different facility. He was sentenced to 10 years but never spoke a word, leading others to believe he was mute. The only distinguishing mark on his body was an inverted Mount Fuji tattoo on his chest. Even back then, Suzuki had already made 3 successful escapes. Once, he was placed in a small cell with a single skylight. Observing it carefully, he devised a plan. The guard outside assured the warden, Mr. Kahane Murezai, that this time, Suzuki wouldn't escape. But when the warden checked through the glass, Suzuki had already disappeared. A citywide manhunt was launched, and within 20 minutes, he was captured running straight down the railway tracks. Returned to solitary confinement, this time in handcuffs, Suzuki pretended to be asleep under a sheet. Suspicious, a constable demanded he uncover his face. When he refused, the guards beat him severely. The next morning, the warden reviewed Suzuki's history and noticed a pattern: he always fled towards the railway tracks. That night, as the warden casually spoke with the guard, he decided to check on Suzuki only to find that he had freed himself from his restraints. In a fit of rage, the warden struck Suzuki, demanding to know how he kept unlocking the cuffs and smuggling items inside. But Suzuki, as always, remained silent. One day, after another brutal beating, Suzuki played with the thin wire he had managed to sneak into the prison. The question remained, how did he smuggle it in? He had hidden it just like he had concealed other tools inside his mouth. He used the wire to unlock his cuffs. When the warden took leave for a week, Suzuki saw his opportunity. Gathering his strength, he attempted to unlock his cell, but before he could flee, a guard caught and restrained him. He was beaten again, left bloodied and unconscious. When he awoke, he saw guards leaving his cell, his blood dripping onto the iron bars. Time passed, and Suzuki's resilience never wavered. He continued provoking the guards, enduring beatings, and studying his surroundings. One day, a guard struck him so hard that his tooth broke. But instead of pain, Suzuki wore a sinister smile. This was part of his plan. Over the next few weeks, he meticulously sharpened his broken tooth against the wall. Eventually, he attacked a guard and was given the harshest punishment, chained to a long suspension chain for an entire year. His body deteriorated, wounds festered, and maggots infested his skin.